Tell us a little bit about how you were discovered, or your music talent was discovered, or you sent a demo tape to somebody, or did they see you?
Oh man, we took the road and we just started traveling everywhere, being seen. I was in a group called Bajay. It was so ghetto. And Bajay, it means, the word is beget, and we changed it to sound like Bajay. And it means to create something new, or a new creation. And so we knew there was something special about us, so that's why we changed our name from, we went from Shades of Ebony to Alert, all type of stuff, y'all, unlisted. It ended up being Bajay. We took the road with our manager, David Donaldson, and we ended up going to NAMM in California, in Anaheim, where we met a producer by the name of Tony Dixon. And Tony Dixon, he was a part of a group called The Underdogs, and they had a distribution deal with J Records. So he saw us and we sang for him, and he took us to J Records like, y'all have to sign them. And so we auditioned for Clive Davis. Clive Davis is like a legend. Like he owned a lot of record companies. He's done so much. And so to be in front of him, like, he was Whitney Houston's go-to guy. Every time she spoke of Clive Davis. And so to be in front of him, he found TLC as well. He signed TLC. And so when he saw us, he was like, wow, they're like a new age TLC meets Destiny's Child, like you're missing nothing. He was like, yes, let's sign him. And so that's what it was. He fell in love with us the first time he saw us. So Clive Davis gave us our first record deal. Thank you, Clive. With J Records, I was with J Records from 2005 to 2007. 2 years, and then with Atlantic Records, with T-Pain as our producer, executive producer, I was with him 4 years. 2 and 4. 2 with J Records, 4 with Atlantic Records.
And what was that like? Was it a lot of traveling? Was it a lot of
Oh, it was.
parties?
It was all that. It was all that. And at first, I can't lie, I was the one that would be like, I'm not going, I'm staying in, And so, I kind of got tired of being the outcast, started going to the parties and drinking and doing whatever. I used to do anything, and so I was just like that one, and then I started, and the road was fun. I can't lie, I'm not going to say that it wasn't fun, because it was fun. You got to bond with people, meet different artists all over the world, and just see God in a different light, Through people's talent, they may not be singing about him, but through my eyes, I always saw him in them, like, wow, each person is like a new creation, a new thought from him. So it was a beautiful thing. I'm just a people person, and I love people. So I love being on the road, but now it's time to do it for Christ and win souls.
And that brings me, I guess, to my next question. What was a turning point? Because like I said, most artists, they're like, man, you had the record deal, you had, what was it that made you turn from that and do something different? And what different did you do?
Well, God had been speaking to me for years, saying, that I was going to speak his word and teach his word. And so I was like, I don't think you're talking to me, God, And so through my godfather, Elder David Stokes, he's a prophet and does so many things, he travels on the road. And so God was tugging at me. And so he sent me through this series of things. Like I got to see so much of who Satan really is and what he's really trying to do. And so the turning point was when God started to give me visions of the future, of things that were going to happen, and what Satan was really about, what he's really doing in the music industry. And so the turning point, they sent us to a camp. I'm just going to say they sent us to a camp, and they told us that it was for our group to get more closely bonded, so that when we come out, we wouldn't break up. So it was like a spiritual retreat. But when we got there, the lady, she gave us our readings, told us who we were, where we came from, where we're going. Kind of intrigued us. We were there from a Wednesday to a Sunday. And each day, she introduced more and more witchcraft. They don't call it witchcraft, but we know it's witchcraft. And so she introduced more and more witchcraft. And so I was trying to integrate it, like, okay, this must be true because God made the stars and he made this and he made that, and so it has to all go in together, and I need to know more about this, and which is true, he made all of it, but he's God, and we're not supposed to try to play God. And so with that, when we left there when we were there, all type of spiritual things happened. The animals were outside, and there was one horse that stayed in one place for 2 days. He didn't move. He blinked his eyes, but he didn't move. And so, they left us, we were there by ourselves during the night, they left. And so when we went downstairs one night to get something to drink, we were thirsty, we saw all types of urns with ashes in them, different dead people's ashes. And so we were like, what is this about all these urns around here? So anyway, we started hearing weird things, ran back upstairs. And when we ran back up, I was the first one up, and so I always see things and visions, and my group members never would believe me. And so what I saw was in front of me, I was walking into the universe. And so it was if you picture the universe, it was there. It was the weirdest thing. And so we told him the next day, and she put some stuff under our tongues. I'm telling you, it was crazy. She said it was myrrh, but it was white crystals, and they put them under our tongue. And I'm telling you, after that, everything was weird. We went to the store. We were invisible to people. People couldn't see us, they were bumping into us. And it was the most scary thing that had ever happened to me in my life, because I thought I was dead. I thought I was actually dead. And so I was just like, God, if you bring me back to life, if you do, okay, I'm ready. I will do it, because this is so wrong for people to take other people's lives and just try to do whatever with it, And I was like, just reveal to me what's going on, and I will tell your people. And so when we went back to the camp, the lady was trying to greet me again, and I prayed God to have a circle of protection around me. And in the middle of her trying to talk to me, she gets a headache, and she's like, oh God, my head hurts. She was like, you have some type of circle of protection around you. She said it. And so I was like, wow, So after that, I'm like, oh God, that's exactly what I prayed for, And for her to say that, it's just like, whoa. And so after this, we leave, and I go back to my apartment in Jersey. We were living in Jersey at the time. I went in my closet to pray. Now, had I had the faith I have now, I wouldn't have left out of the closet. But I didn't have the type of faith that I have now. I went in the closet, and it was like a demon, tiger. I can't explain what it was, but it was right there, and it was growling at me, coming at me, so I ran out of the closet. I was like, oh God, help me, come on, whatever you need. And I'm starting to, they gave us food to take home, clothing, and books. So we threw all the books away, all the food, all the clothes. It had feathers and stuff on it. It was like voodoo, basically. And so my godfather, who had been mentoring me over the years, he called me, and he's like, where are you? No, they told us right after this happened, they told us, y'all have to catch a plane in Miami. Caught the plane. My godfather calls me. I hadn't talked to him a year and a half, 2 years. And he's like, where are you? And I said, I'm in Miami. He said, no. Where did you just come from? Who were you with? And so I told him, and he was like, okay, that was a witch. And this is what I need you to do. I need you to go. And I hadn't been talking to him for a while. He didn't know anything. He said, God says you need to do this, you need to read this scripture, that scripture, and all these things. And mind you, for that past 6 months, I had felt like somebody had zipped my chest, stuck on a car in it. My heart was so heavy. And so once I did this, and he told me to bless the water, and that daughter, God is really calling you. You have to come out of that. You can't be still singing about it but preaching against it. It doesn't make any sense. You see that the devil is real, but God is real. So that means that God is in total control. But you need to do what you're called to do. And so from that day, I told my group members that I could no longer sing secular music. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. One of my group members actually called her mom, and they called my mom on three-way and was like, she's going crazy. She's all into God now, and she's about to ruin this whole thing for the whole group. And so it was a real hard thing because I was very close to my group members. And so my calling, and I wasn't even by this time we had switched one girl out. We had a girl that was stone cold, always in her Bible, all this, all that. But it would end up being me, the one that became the wild child that said, hey, I can't do this anymore. So they thought I was crazy, and I lost a lot of friends, and I went through a lot, but it's all worth it.
So that experience you had, and it was just like from day to day, or day-to-day experience, just like, it was like, it wasn't like, let me think about it, God, you know, 2 weeks went by, months went by, it was like you just answered it right there.
Right then and there.
Awesome, that's awesome. So, okay, so that happened, and what made you get into Christian hip?
I was told about 4 years before that happened, my godfather told me, you're going to do the same thing that you're doing. You're not going to change your image. You're going to do the same thing that you're doing, but you're going to speak word, you know. And so God had been giving me visions, like I said. And so I just decided to actually do what he told me to do. That's it.
Yeah.
Just do what he told me to do.
And how did you go about making that change? Did you meet some Christian artists, or did you just, you know, start doing it, you know, on your own, and then you end up being part of a group now, right?
Now, yeah, I'll tell you about that.
All right. So yeah, so how did that come about?
How it came about? Dope came about, I had moved to California. I was living we had moved so many places, but I ended up moving back to California. And I was on my couch, just writing, you know. I was alone because I was going to my different producer friends and everybody, and nobody wanted to do me any tracks for any Christian music. And it was weird. I'm like, gosh, you see Mary doing it, you see different people, Kiki Shepard, you know, that's when they were the first ones to start modernizing it. And so I'm just like, where are these people? But the people that weren't afraid to do it, they were getting paid the big bucks, and I didn't have the big bucks. And so I kind of got depressed, and I was at home on my couch, and I was like, God, like, I saw my friend on TV, and I'm just like, one of my group members, and I'm like, you told me to walk away, and you know I have this desire to do this and do that. Why did you do this to me? Like, just take me. I wanted to die. I was just like, I'm out of here, because I know my calling is to be on stage and not to glorify myself. It's never been to glorify myself. That's why I like being in a group. It was always just to love on people and just to make people happy, you know? And so I was like, that's what I want to do. So what's up? And he was like, don't fret. Stop being so depressed, because you're too dope for that. And I was like, what? And that's what I always tell people. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That was my word. You know, my word. And so he said, you're too dope for that. You're not done. See, your problem, you think that you're done, and you're not. And so he showed me the story of Mary and Martha, where Mary was sitting at his feet listening. And he was like, that's all I want you to do right now, is sit and listen. There's no need to go out and talk about somebody that you kind of know. He was like, get to know me. And then when you go out, you're going to speak nothing but the truth. That's what's going to come out of your mouth, nothing but the truth, because you have a voice, and you have a voice that people listen to. So when you speak, I need you to speak nothing but the truth. And so he was like, you're going to start an organization called the Dope Movement. He gave me all instructions. And he was like, and your theme is going to be, I'm dope, not done. And you're going to go out into the streets, and you're going to preach my word, and you're going to pick up people who think their lives are over with. People that are going through depression and, you know, want to commit suicide and don't really understand what Satan is trying to do with music. Like he got kicked out of heaven trying to do the same thing on earth. And so that's what he does, he uses the music. So what you're going to do is you're going to take music that's on the radio, and you're going to switch it around. You're going to do original music as well, but you're going to take these same beats and these same melodies, and you're going to put my word to it, and people are going to be able to hear me through something they're familiar with. And that's how the dope movement came about.
Good. And what does dope stand for? It stands for something.
Driven on positive energy,
Living on positive.
not driven on negative energy. That's what done means, driven on negative energy.
Okay, okay.
When you feel like you're finished and you're done, you're never done.
Right.
We worship an eternal God, you know. God is life and love, you know. And he says to be absent from this shell is to be with him, to be with life. He's forever. And so we're forever, we're never done. It is finished, but we're not finished. We're done, not done.